So what are we going to do for the next 20 minutes? I guess let's look at more pet pictures.
Whatever you tell us.
Yeah. I've queued 2 up.
I've got a
Yeah,
feeling.
not in the thread either.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a thread. Oh, I just dropped them into the channel.
You fool. We're fine.
I didn't notice that there was a thread.
We've got plenty of the thread.
So I put 2 cats in there.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted pulled up first.
Aww.
So this is actually the last photo I got of Odin. She passed away back in December.
Oh, what a fluff.
She was, I had her for about 9 years. I got her when she was 8 weeks old. And she had like moved out here with me from Saskatoon, and she was super great. But back in March, I did get another cat. That one.
Yeah.
This is Persephone. She's a rescue cat. I got her from one of the local rescues here in Victoria, and she was a little over a year old when I got her. So she's probably getting close to 2 years old. She was extremely skittish when I first got her. I brought her home. I set her carrier down at the far end of the living room. I opened the door. She immediately ran behind some storage boxes and stayed there for 2 days. She did come out at night to like eat and use the litter box, so she was fine. But if I was there, she was gone.
Oh.
She would not. After a few days, she would come out, and then if I looked at her, she would freak out and run back away. It took weeks for her to I could even touch her. Now she has very recently started sleeping with me. I will put my arm up, and she actually like curls up here in my armpit, and we sleep like that. And it's very adorable. And she's just so great, and she is still deeply terrified of anybody who's not me. If anyone comes over, she's gone.
Aw.
She's very skittish still.
We also have Alistair. Who's this?
Hello.
Hi.
So, Desert Bus, you may have seen Jasper. You may have seen Jasper before, because this time last year he turned 1. So I know how old he is. He's 2 this week, and I sent in some photos as a challenge during Zeta, just to show his puppy photos. So it's currently going to summer in Australia, and this photo was taken a couple of weeks ago. He's a fantastic, very large golden retriever.
Yes.
He's from just a couple of hours north of Adelaide in Two Wells. The thing that I'm looking forward to and he's going to really enjoy in a little while is the Golden Retriever Club Day down at the beach, where there will be in excess of 100 golden retrievers at the beach. And the amazing thing about that is in Adelaide there's almost no waves, but if a tennis ball goes out into the water, there will be this wave of golden retriever fur as they all plunge in after it.
Oh no.
And there's also a small contingent of Nova Scotia tolling retrievers, which is pretty amazing given that they are not a very prolific breed that was developed in Canada.
Really?
So that's him there with his friend, who's not very well pictured, Chiana.
This sounds like your jam, Matt.
By the lady in the back.
Event?
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes, I think you ran in to see them last year. Him, rather. So, yeah, that was pretty good. I've golden retrievers. They are fantastic dogs, as are most of his other friends. Oh, Chiana. She is a companion dog. And very luckily, the National Disability Scheme in Australia has approved training for her to be a better companion dog. So that's
Nice.
been very nice to see.
That was Seamus.
So I asked engineering.
Matt has more.
This is Abby as a puppy.
Oh.
I after chat was like, I would die for Abby. I figured I'd give myself the opportunity to just straight murder chat. So that's Abby as I think probably at 9 or 10 weeks old. When she had just shortly after she had come home for the first time.
No, go ahead.
You don't need to linger on this one too long. I have another set of photos that I wanted to show.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
So this one's going to be a little bit bittersweet. There's a photo after this one that we'll get to in a second. But this is my first golden retriever, Jessie, who became known among the Loading Rerun
Right.
as a sock-eat dog for her propensity to go around and grab balled-up socks and walk them around the house. That picture at the top there is the very first photo of Jessie that I have. That is her in her litter box before we picked her up. And then that photo on the bottom is me at 8 years old, probably on the day she came home, holding her in our front yard. And so that is my very first pet. Jessie was a great dog. So to go with the first photo, I also have the last photo I have of Jessie. And that's her at 14 years old. This was taken actually, sadness ahead, this was taken a few days before she passed on. We knew she was nearing her end at the time, and so we tried to get some photos and spent a lot of good quality time with her to make sure that she had the sort of like the happiest send-off that she could. But she lived to a ripe old age. She was a 14-year-old golden retriever. You can see her face. She was very, very white. And she was also just the sweetest dog. She was a real treat.
We have some photos from people who aren't here. Speaking of, unfortunately, dogs that have passed on, this is Charlotte, who was Julie's dog. A tiny, tiny thing.
The smallest pup.
Small, but made
Mighty.
her presence felt, I'll tell you that.
That does not surprise me, judging by that face and posture.
No, indeed. Wow,
Actually, you went hard.
It was a collage I already had. So I figured, why not?
She's sitting over there like
speaking of
putting it
small
together
but
for the last
mighty.
half hour.
Yeah, this is Jade. She just turned 7 at the end of October. She is a giant pain in the butt, but I love her very, very much. She barks at everything, growls at most people, and dogs,
confirm.
and the wind, and everything. But she's my baby. Yeah.
so small. And then we have, Kelly, do you want to come talk about Calcifer?
Well, Morgan, you gotta come with.
Well, all right.
We have
'Cause
this one.
this is back before
This and
I
the-
met Cal.
And then the other
Yes,
one
that-
we have. Yeah.
So that's Calcifer, who is nominally the house's cat, but he is a special boy. He you are Calcifer's best friend. You just haven't had the good fortune to meet him.
Loving this cat is.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
just sitting there one day and then cat.
And then all of a sudden there was a cat in his lap, and that was fine. Calcifer is he has refined what we call the proximity purr, where when you come into the house, he just walks up next to you and then sits down and purrs until you pick him up and start petting him, or kneel down and start petting him, and then he purrs more. If you pick him up, he will go to the shoulder position and then drool in your ear.
Yes.
Yep.
Drool. There's lots of drool there.
Yeah.
That one.
Great.
And this one is extremely cute because if you can see, I don't know if they can blow it up a little bit. It's a small picture. But that little thing he's resting his head on is Mummy Owl.
Yeah, that's Penelope's little stuffed toy.
He was napping and Penelope wanted to give him a pillow. And so she tucked Mummy Owl under his head.
Oh my
He
God.
just,
Yes.
So he just curled up on Mummy Owl.
Because Calcifer is a kitty that loves pets, whereas like Cavern's a little more like, no, and Baxter's so energetic, whereas Calcifer's just like, sure, tiny human, whatever, go for it. So,
To be fair, Calcifer is now also 14.
is it 14 or 16? We were trying to calculate. We came somewhere.
I'm going on 14. Yes. He's slowed down a little bit in his old age. age. He was once a mighty hunter of all sorts of interesting inanimate objects.
Soap bars being the best.
Yeah, soap bars, lint, linoleum, all those things.
Sorry, Craze says, my cat just screams. Screams until you give them attention. However, we've taught him that if we say scream, he will scream.
That is an excellent one.
Yeah,
I guess that counts as training. The last one we have in this thread is Sarah. We saw those are Map's wonderful cats. The very bottom.
Map just want us to see them all again. Even though Map has no control over this.
Sarah, who are these good boys?
Oh my god.
The black one is Piper, and the multicolored one is Flynn. They are colonized babies. This is our family photo. We just cropped it down to show.
Just cropped yourselves.
Yeah, basically, we're not that important.
parts.
I mean, they're the important ones. And yeah, Piper she is now 10. Flynn, I believe, just turned 6. Like, his birthday is, officially, like, we adopted them both, but they said his birthday was Christmas Day, so we don't know exactly how true that is or not. But yeah, they're like, she is very much a grumpy old lady. Like, she will let you know if Flynn gets annoyed and bugs her and everything, and she'll just, but they're like a pain in the butt to walk, but I love them. Because yeah, like Flynn is like a shark. He has to keep moving forward or else he will die, he seems to think. And Piper will sniff something for 10 minutes if we let her. Like, so we have to walk them separate sometimes just so I can walk ahead with Flynn and Piper will try to chase us and everything just to get her to actually walk. But yeah, because she's a Dachshund Shih Tzu mix, so they're incredibly stubborn. And then we don't know. Maybe Basset, maybe Dachshund, we don't know. He's long,
Cute.
but
I love his face.
yes, they're like he has a little snaggle tooth that is just my absolute favorite. I have a photo of that too, but I just wanted to find one of both of them really quick because they're so adorable in this picture. I love it. Like, I love her little face. But that's cute.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks, Sarah.
Let me tell you, we have more volunteers who are keen to share pet photos. However, while that was a wonderful opening hour to Night Watch,
I didn't think we were actually going to do stupid pet tricks, but hey, here we are.
here we are.